It's going to require some significant adjustment. I suspect in the developed world, you'll see universal basic income or something similar, as Andrew Yang and others have been advocating for in recent years. In the developing world, things may be more problematic if the middle class jobs in the developing world are sort of obsoleted by AI. There's not the money in the developing world to give universal basic income, even if there's the political will. What's the solution? Well, global wealth redistribution. Well, that's hard for political reasons, right? So there's going to be some complexities in the transition from here to what I see as most likely a quite utopic future. I mean, I think once we have machines smarter than people, I think it's very likely they will be well disposed toward us. These are our mind children, and we can have a much easier, simpler, and more exciting life than we have now. But on the route to that rosy future, there will be a lot of disruptions, and it's hard to see how to avoid that, except say the move to a benevolent international cooperation on the political level, or a global uplifting of human consciousness, both of which seem harder to come by than the advance in AI technology that we're seeing. Every industry is going to be transformed, and I mean, even if the end game is probably no humans need to work for a living and we do other stuff besides pursue economic opportunity, but in the interim, on the way there's of course tremendous economic opportunity for those who combine know-how in AI with know-how in some vertical area, and they can figure out how to sort of mediate the takeover of that vertical area by AI technologies.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And guys, we have Ben Gersel on AI. And those who have my book understand, and those who've been with me from the beginning when it comes to this channel know also. But again, he talks about AI replacing jobs and how important universal basic income is going to be. And he referenced Andrew Yang and then also Andreessen, my guy, because AI is going to transform the world. Guys, the world you're living in right now, you're not going to recognize it. And we know Elon Musk is leading the way with Skynet, Neuralink, driverless cars, and now Twitter, turning it over to X. And guys, those who know what X means, it means the death and the rebirth. So the destruction of the legacy market and the rise of the fourth industrial revolution. Don't forget you're in a spiritual battle, so make sure you have your armor on. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Is it the first technology in history that will actually create no jobs, and actually there'll be less work available? Every other technology has created more opportunities for humankind. Is this the one that actually reverses that?
Yeah, I suspect so. And then the technology to come after ChatGPT in a couple of years, as we get closer toward artificial general intelligence, more like people have, that will remove even more of the need for humans to work for a living. Yeah, I think we're finally at that point where fewer jobs will be created than are eliminated, and I'm strongly in favor of this. I think there are far more rewarding things for human beings to do than scramble around to get resources. I mean, AI is horizontal, as Mark Andreessen and others see. AI will transform every vertical market. I think, of course, some markets have more friction in them in adopting new technologies, right? So, I mean, markets that involve physical stuff, it will take a while to refit all the physical machinery and objects and goods to connect with new AI. Whereas if a business is just purely digital, it's sending bits around rather than manipulating big physical objects. It can be refactored almost instantly, right? So I mean, things like graphic arts, music, anything with writing, accounting, software business, both enterprise and retail, these things can be AI-ified very rapidly. Something like manufacturing or transport, fundamentally, it can be revolutionized by large language models like ChatGPT, and even more so by the next generation of AI. But it's a bit slower because you have to deal with all the physical stuff. Then some industries like medicine, of course, you're held back by regulation from implementing new technologies, even when they're for the better. So it's another sort of impediment.
Welcome back. A story today in the New York Times saying Google is reportedly testing an AI tool to produce, yes, news stories. And they're pitching the service to the Times, the Washington Post, News Corp, and other outlets as a way to help journalists.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Xrp, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York. COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.